What is up, guys? Welcome to today's prediction video. For today's video we will be looking at the fixture between Tottenham Hotspur and Manchester United, scheduled for the 19th of August at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium in North London. The last 5 meetings between these sides have not gone Spurs' way at all. It's been 4 wins for Manchester United and a single draw between the two sides. That draw actually took place in the last meeting between these two sides on the 23rd of April 2023. Manchester United opened the scoring through Jadon Sancho in the 7th minute. It is a gorgeous goal. It's one of those goals where it's just down to individual brilliance, and that's exactly why Manchester United went through all of that effort to land Jadon Sancho's signature. Then in the 44th minute, United doubled their lead through Marcus Rashford. A typical quick counter-attacking move that Spurs just did not deal with in time. At that point, it looked kind of like United were ready to just heap the misery onto Spurs. I think they'd hit the post a few times as well, and everybody was surely expecting United to go into 3, 4, maybe even 5 goals in the second half. But Spurs managed to rally, and in the 56th minute they came up with a gorgeous goal of their own, courtesy of Pedro Porro. Now, the ball bounces around in the United box a little and it lands up at Porro, and a fantastic outside curl shot, the kind of goal that 1 in every 1,000 players will score once in their career. It is just a gorgeous goal. The technique needed to pull off a curl like that is something else. And then Spurs managed to draw level in the 79th minute, courtesy of a goal from Son Heung-min, with a counter-attack of their own, Harry Kane being the architect behind this goal. And then the spoils were divided at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, 2-2 between Manchester United and Tottenham Hotspur. For Spurs, I think this season, because Harry Kane has departed and obviously looking for brighter pastures at Bayern Munich, I think Son Heung-min, now that he's been promoted to captain of the squad, will have to play a more prominent role. And I think Son is the kind of player who knows exactly what he needs to do. Son brings creativity to a Spurs team that right now looks like it lacks that everywhere. He's fantastic out wide. He can play through the center, he can play in midfield. Son is able to do so many things. He's just such a phenomenally talented player, and I think he's going to be the most important player for Spurs, not just in this match, but going forward. Next up, I think we got to talk about Richarlison. Richarlison has been a bit of a flop since arriving at Spurs from Everton. There was a lot of hype around Richarlison. You know, he was this kind of number 9 who was so quick, but also so powerful. He really could have been a problem for defenders to cope with, but it sort of just fizzled out for him at Spurs. Richarlison has had to deal with injury problems, inconsistency regarding form. He's just not been a good player at all at Spurs. Now with Harry Kane's departure, it gives him more opportunities to be that number 9 that Spurs need, and that number 9 that we did see at Everton. And finally, I think we got to look at Maddison. Maddison was crucial in Spurs' 2-2 draw with Brentford, which is obviously not the result they wanted, but he got 2 assists in that game. I think Maddison, because Son will be playing out wide more, Maddison is going to have to play a more central role, and I think they're probably hoping that Maddison will take over that role that has been left vacant by the likes of Luka Modric and Christian Eriksen in the last few years. A very, very important signing for Spurs from Leicester City, and I really wish him all the best at his time at Spurs. Erik ten Hag has really assembled quite a force at Manchester United this season. I think there's a lot of players we can talk about here, but I've singled it down to 3 major players. Number 1, Onana. So I've said from the very beginning, I felt that Andre Onana was by far the best goalkeeper in the world last season. I just felt that, you know, United acquiring his signature from Inter Milan was going to be such a game changer. Fair enough, there's a lot of controversy right now about a penalty that should have been given against United because of a foul conceded by Onana against Wolverhampton Wanderers this past weekend. But I still think Onana is a fantastic keeper. I think next up, we got to look at Casemiro. Casemiro was brought into United to solidify their midfield. And I think he's done such a fantastic job that Ten Hag could actually feel comfortable in letting go of Fred, who was one of the standout players for United last season and the season before. But Casemiro brings so much more than just being a holding midfielder. Casemiro can score goals from out deep. Casemiro is very intelligent as well. When it comes to defending, if he knows that his team can't cope with a counter-attack, he's more than willing to give away a foul or a free kick if it means that United can regroup. I think Casemiro is going to be so important here in this fixture. And then finally, the creative mind behind everything good for United right now is Bruno Fernandes. Following the departure of Cristiano Ronaldo, Bruno Fernandes was able to sort of become the centerpiece at United again. When Ronaldo was around, the mentality at United was kind of just give the ball to Cristiano and let him do his thing. It left him isolated out wide or isolated up front, and United kind of looked like they lacked creativity. But when Bruno Fernandes was the focal point of their attacks, United looked dangerous everywhere, not just because Bruno could finish, but because Bruno had such a good eye for a pass as well. And that's something that Cristiano is not really known for. Bruno Fernandes knows exactly how to dictate things from that number 10 position, that little hole between the midfield and the defense that he just loves to play around in. And I think he's going to be very important for United in this fixture and going forward. This fixture is actually a very difficult one to call. Both of these teams are in a bit of a transition period. I think with Spurs it's a lot worse because they've just lost Harry Kane, and Harry Kane has been so pivotal for them in the last few seasons. Ironically, United were often linked with a move for Harry Kane, and it's sad that that didn't come to fruition because I think he would have been very successful at United. But I think for Man United as well, the departure of somebody like David De Gea is very integral in this team, because De Gea was, I think, part of the last team that would have won the Premier League under Sir Alex Ferguson. It says a lot that United don't really have any players. I think maybe Johnny Evans, now that they've got him back on a free transfer, but they don't have any players who have tasted Premier League success yet. And I think, you know, not just with the players they've acquired now, especially Onana and Mason Mount as well, and then the new striker they've acquired, Højlund. I think United have a very good crop of players all around. I think United are very strong this season. I think this is gonna go United's way simply because they just have quality everywhere. I think Spurs are still reeling a little from that horrible season last season where they didn't even finish in any European qualifying spots, not for the Champions League, not for the Europa League, not even for the Conference League. Whereas United know that their main goal last season was to secure Champions League, and they've done that. So this season it's all about building on it, and I think Ten Hag just needs to be given a little bit more time, and he will turn Manchester United into a squad and a club that will be feared right across Europe once again. Hi, thank you for making it to the end of this video. We really appreciate the watch time and the fact that you took some time out of your day to spend it with us talking about the sport that we all love. If you enjoyed the content, why not, you know, drop a like down below or comment in the comment section. Maybe even consider subscribing to the channel. And I mean, while you are here right now, have a look at some of our old videos too. They should be appearing on the screen right now, along with that subscribe button, so you know exactly what to do. Thank you so much, it really helps with the YouTube algorithm, and have a great day out there, and we hope to see you again very soon. Thanks, stay safe.